Imagine discovering a planet so massive, yet so close to its star, that it completely challenges everything we thought we knew about the universe. What if this planet could support life, but in ways we never expected? Sounds like science fiction, right? But it's real. Astronomers have found a super-Earth that defies logic, and it's closer than you think. What would it mean for the search for life beyond Earth? Could we be looking at a world with the potential for life? Stick around and let's dive into this mind-bending discovery that's got scientists rethinking everything. What is a super-Earth? Super-Earths are a fascinating class of exoplanets that have been at the forefront of astronomical studies in recent years. But what exactly makes them so unique? Let's break it down. Super-Earths are planets that are larger than Earth, but smaller than the gas giants like Uranus or Neptune. These planets are not necessarily made of the same materials as Earth, but they do share some similarities that make them intriguing. These planets are primarily rocky, much like our own Earth, and typically sit within the habitable zone of their stars, meaning that the temperature on these planets could be just right for liquid water to exist. And we all know water is one of the key ingredients for life. Imagine a world that's just a bit bigger than Earth, with the possibility of oceans, lakes, and maybe even life. Sounds like science fiction, right? But this is a very real phenomenon astronomers are uncovering in our galaxy. Super-Earths are typically located in the so-called Goldilocks zone, where conditions are neither too hot nor too cold. While this term might seem a little whimsical, it's based on the idea that these planets could potentially harbor life in a way that is very similar to Earth. They are a bit more massive than Earth, which can influence everything from gravity to the planet's atmosphere. The concept of a super-Earth challenges our assumptions about how planets form and what the possibilities for life in the universe really are. So next time someone mentions a super-Earth, just know that we're talking about planets with the potential to be life-bearing, and they're out there, waiting to be discovered. The discovery. Let's jump into the thrilling moment when astronomers made this incredible discovery, TOI-715b, a super-Earth that's capturing everyone's attention. It's not just the fact that it's a super-Earth, it's where and how it was found that's making waves in the scientific community. TOI-715b orbits a red dwarf star about 137 light-years away from Earth, a distance that seems far but is actually relatively close in cosmic terms. But here's the twist. This planet exists in the habitable zone of its star. What does that mean for us? It means that the conditions on TOI-715b could allow liquid water to exist on its surface. Yes, liquid water, one of the critical elements for life. The discovery of TOI-715b was made possible by NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite, which is specifically designed to look for exoplanets that could potentially support life. Scientists are particularly excited about this discovery because TOI-715b is located at a sweet spot, not too close to its star to be scorched, but not too far to be frozen. This makes it a prime candidate for studying planetary atmospheres and understanding what it takes to support life beyond Earth. What's even more intriguing is that TOI-715b is about 1.5 times the size of Earth, putting it in that sweet middle ground that makes it an exciting prospect for further study. So, why does this matter? Well, TOI-715b represents a type of planet that could hold the key to understanding how planets with similar characteristics evolve and whether they could one day support life forms. Scientists are now looking forward to studying this planet in even greater detail. Could this super-Earth be one of the next steps in the search for life beyond our solar system? The discovery of TOI-715b has opened up a whole new chapter in the exploration of exoplanets and what lies beyond our own home planet. The anomaly. Now here's where things get really interesting. TOI-715b doesn't quite fit the mold of what scientists expected. You see, red dwarf stars are the most common type of star in our galaxy. They are much smaller and cooler than our sun, so any planets orbiting these stars should, in theory, be much smaller too. In fact, most of the planets discovered around red dwarfs are either rocky and small, or gas giants. But TOI-715b is something else entirely. It's a massive super-Earth about 1.5 times the size of our planet, orbiting a red dwarf star. And here's the kicker. According to current models of planetary formation, such massive planets should not exist around these types of stars. This discovery is throwing all of our previous assumptions into question. How did this giant planet form in a place where it shouldn't be able to exist? The answer isn't clear yet, but that's what makes this discovery so groundbreaking. It could completely change how we understand the formation of planets. Maybe it's not just the size of a star that determines the size of the planets that orbit it, but other unknown factors. Some astronomers suggest that the planet might have formed through a different mechanism, such as the accretion of a vast amount of material that wasn't initially accounted for. Others believe it could have been captured by the red dwarf star after originally forming around another, more massive star. Whatever the reason, TOI-715b's size and its location in the habitable zone has sparked a whirlwind of new theories about how planets, and potentially life, can exist in places we never imagined. In many ways, this discovery is a cosmic curveball, and scientists can't wait to learn more about how it fits into the puzzle of our universe. Implications for life. Now, you might be wondering, what does this all mean for life as we know it? Well, TOI-715b's potential to support life is one of the most exciting aspects of this discovery. The fact that this super-Earth exists in the habitable zone of its star, where temperatures are just right for liquid water to exist, is no small thing. Liquid water is essential for life as we understand it, and the idea that it could exist on another planet opens up the possibility that we are not alone in the universe. But there's more to it than just water. TOI-715b is a rocky planet, which means it has a solid surface that could potentially support life forms. In fact, it's the perfect candidate for future studies that aim to find out whether there could be signs of life beyond Earth. The size of the planet also plays a role in its habitability. Because it's larger than Earth, it might have a thicker atmosphere, which could help protect life from harmful radiation. This could also make the planet more resilient to changes in its environment. Could there be microbes living beneath the surface, or perhaps advanced civilizations on the horizon? While we don't have direct evidence of life on TOI-715b yet, the fact that it sits in its star's habitable zone gives scientists hope. If life can thrive in the most unlikely places right here on Earth, who's to say it couldn't exist on a distant super-Earth? The implications of this discovery are profound. It opens up the possibility of finding life in places we've never considered before, and sparks a renewed interest in the search for extraterrestrial life. So, while TOI-715b might not have aliens waving hello just yet, it's certainly a place worth keeping an eye on as we continue our quest to answer the age-old question, are we alone in the universe? The road ahead. What's next for the search for exoplanets like TOI-715b? Well, this discovery is just the tip of the iceberg. As exciting as it is to find a planet that challenges everything we know, it's also the perfect jumping-off point for further exploration. There's so much more we need to learn, and this discovery opens up an entirely new field of study. First off, astronomers are already working on detailed follow-up observations. They'll be using instruments like the James Webb Space Telescope to peer deeper into TOI-715b's atmosphere, trying to detect the chemical fingerprints of life. This will help us understand the planet's atmospheric composition, whether it has an atmosphere thick enough to trap heat, and if it could sustain conditions similar to Earth. But the search doesn't stop there. Scientists are already hunting for other super-Earths in the habitable zone of nearby stars. In fact, TOI-715b is just one of many super-Earths discovered, and there's a growing list of planets that might be hiding life right under our noses. What's truly exciting is that every new discovery adds a piece to the puzzle of how life could arise on different worlds. So, while we haven't found definitive proof of life on TOI-715b yet, the door is wide open. Who knows? Our future missions could uncover something that changes everything. We could be looking at the birth of the next great space-age frontier, where we begin to answer the question, what lies beyond our Earth, and are we truly alone in this vast universe? The road ahead is filled with questions, curiosity, and the infinite potential to change the way we think about the cosmos. The discovery of TOI-715b is only the beginning of an extraordinary journey into the unknown. So what next? So, after all this, what can we take away from the discovery of TOI-715b? This super-Earth has rewritten the playbook on what we know about planets orbiting red dwarf stars. The fact that it's not just any ordinary planet but one that could potentially support life is a game changer in our search for life beyond Earth. We've long thought that red dwarfs couldn't host such massive habitable planets, yet here we are with TOI-715b proving us wrong. But this discovery is more than just a scientific curiosity. It's a reminder that the universe is full of surprises, places and phenomena we can't even begin to imagine. If a planet like TOI-715b exists in a zone we thought was too inhospitable, who knows what else is out there waiting to be discovered? Our understanding of planetary formation and habitability is evolving, and this find is at the forefront of that change. It's pushing us to think bigger and dream bolder. And this is only the beginning. With new tools and technology, we will be able to study planets like TOI-715b in greater detail, and who knows what secrets they might reveal. Could this planet hold the key to unlocking the mystery of life in the universe? Perhaps it's not just a possibility, we may one day find ourselves gazing at TOI-715b through a telescope, wondering if life has already taken root. For now, the discovery of this super-Earth has shown us that the cosmos is far more mysterious and full of wonder than we ever imagined. So, the next time you look up at the stars, remember that the universe is just getting started in revealing its secrets, and we're only scratching the surface. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through the cosmos. If you found this discovery as mind-blowing as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to InnoVision Tech for more groundbreaking insights. What do you think? Could there be life on planets like TOI-715b? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep exploring the edges of science and technology. What if the universe ends tomorrow? No warning, no time to prepare, just gone. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But here's the crazy part. Scientists actually have theories about how the universe could meet its ultimate fate, from a slow, icy death to a sudden cosmic collapse or even a reality-shattering event that happens instantly. These aren't just wild guesses, they're backed by physics. And the scariest part? Some of them could happen without us ever seeing it coming. So what's the truth? Let's dive into the ultimate doomsday theories and find out how everything we know could end. The Big Freeze. Alright, picture this. You're walking outside one night and for some reason the stars look dimmer. Not just one or two, all of them. The sky feels colder, emptier. Now what if I told you that this is exactly how the universe might end? Not with a bang, not with destruction, but with a slow, agonizing freeze. Scientists call it the Big Freeze or heat death, and honestly it's one of the scariest ways for the universe to go. Right now, our universe is expanding. Galaxies are moving away from each other like people trying to avoid an awkward conversation. But the problem? They never stop moving. Ever. The farther they go, the colder everything becomes. Stars will die, galaxies will vanish, and black holes will eventually evaporate, leaving behind a vast, empty, frozen void. Imagine the last star in the universe, flickering like a dying candle. No more warmth, no more light. Just eternal, infinite darkness. Even atoms might stop vibrating, meaning time itself could just stop. Forever. But here's the real kicker, this isn't something that happens in an instant. It's a slow, inevitable process that would take trillions upon trillions of years. So, if you're worried about waking up tomorrow to an ice-cold void of nothingness, don't be. We still have time, for now. The Big Rip. Okay, imagine you're holding a piece of paper. Now slowly, tear it in half. Now again, and again, until there's nothing left. Now, apply that same concept to the entire universe, except instead of paper, it's planets, stars, galaxies, even atoms. Welcome to the Big Rip, a theory that suggests one terrifying possibility. Dark energy could one day become so powerful that it overcomes everything. Gravity, nuclear forces, even the very fabric of space itself. Right now, dark energy is this mysterious force making the universe expand faster and faster. But what if that acceleration keeps increasing? What if, in a distant future, galaxies are torn from each other, then solar systems, then planets? Eventually, even your body would be stretched and ripped apart, atom by atom. And the worst part, scientists estimate that if the Big Rip is real, it would happen in a sudden, unstoppable chain reaction. First, galaxies separate. Then, black holes dissolve. Then, planets and moons start drifting away, until in the final moments, boom! Space-time itself is shredded, and the universe as we know it ceases to exist. So, while we might be safe for billions of years, if this theory turns out to be true, well, let's just say we won't see it coming. The Big Crunch. Alright, let's flip the script. What if, instead of expanding forever, the universe suddenly decided to reverse? Imagine watching a movie of the Big Bang, but in reverse. Galaxies stop moving outward and start falling back toward each other. Space itself shrinks. Stars collide. The entire universe begins to implode under its own gravity. This is the terrifying possibility of the Big Crunch. At first, it wouldn't be noticeable. The cosmos is vast, and these changes would happen over billions of years. But eventually, things would get weird. Galaxies would merge in violent collisions, black holes would devour everything in sight, and temperatures would skyrocket as matter condensed. Now, picture the very last moments. Everything, stars, planets, dust, even light itself, squeezed into an unimaginable singularity. A point so dense, so hot that the laws of physics completely break down. Sound familiar? Yep. This singularity would look exactly like the one that started the Big Bang. Which raises the question, what if this isn't the first time it's happened? What if the universe doesn't just end, but resets? The Big Bounce theory suggests that once the universe collapses, another Big Bang could ignite a new beginning. A fresh universe with new galaxies, new planets, maybe even new versions of us. So, is the Big Crunch the end of everything, or just a cosmic reboot? We don't know. But if history really does repeat itself, the universe may be stuck in an endless loop of birth, death, and rebirth. Kind of poetic, isn't it? Vacuum decay. Alright, this one is pure nightmare fuel. Unlike the Big Freeze or the Big Crunch where the universe takes billions of years to die, this could happen at any moment. Without warning. Let me introduce you to vacuum decay, or as some physicists like to call it, the Big Slurp. Sounds funny, right? Yeah, not when you realize what it means. Right now our universe exists in what's called a false vacuum, kind of like standing on thin ice. It feels stable, but beneath us, there might be something more fundamental, something more real. If a quantum fluctuation or some bizarre high-energy event were to trigger a shift, a tiny bubble of true vacuum could form. And guess what? That bubble would expand at the speed of light. You wouldn't see it coming, you wouldn't feel it, it would just happen. 1 second the universe is here. The next, gone. The laws of physics would change instantly. Atoms would stop being atoms. Time and space would cease to exist as we know them. It sounds like sci-fi, but this isn't some horror movie plot, it's actual science. Some physicists believe that if the universe is truly in a false vacuum state, then vacuum decay is inevitable. The only good news? If it happens, we wouldn't have time to process it. No suffering, no pain, just poof. So, will we wake up tomorrow and find out the universe has been rewritten? Probably not, but the possibility alone is enough to keep some scientists awake at night. Sleep well. The Big Bounce. Alright, let's think outside the box for a second. What if the universe never really ends? What if, instead of collapsing into nothingness or freezing over, it just bounces back? Imagine a giant cosmic heartbeat, expanding, collapsing, expanding again. This is what scientists call the Big Bounce. It all starts with a big crunch, where everything gets pulled back together, condensed into a singularity. But instead of staying trapped, something triggers another Big Bang, a new universe bursting into existence, repeating the cycle all over again. And here's where things get really crazy. What if every new universe is just slightly different? Maybe in one version the laws of physics are the same, but galaxies form in completely different places. Maybe in another, the speed of light is different or gravity is stronger. And maybe, just maybe, there's another version of you out there living a completely different life. This theory makes the universe feel less like a one-time event and more like an eternal process. The end? It's just the start of something new, over and over again. And if that's true, then maybe this isn't the first time we've had this conversation. Maybe in some past version of the universe you've already heard this before. And maybe, just maybe, you'll hear it again. The role of dark energy. Okay, now let's talk about the real mystery here, dark energy. If the universe's fate is a movie, dark energy is the director. We can't see it, we don't fully understand it, but it's shaping everything. And depending on what dark energy really is, it could decide which of these doomsday endings actually happens. Right now, dark energy makes up about 68% of the entire universe. It's like a force that's pushing everything apart, making space expand faster and faster. But here's the scary part. We have no idea what it is. Is it a constant force? Will it get stronger? Or could it suddenly change? If dark energy stays constant, the universe might just expand forever, leading us straight into the Big Freeze. And if it gets stronger, we might be headed for the Big Rip, where space itself is torn apart. But if it weakens, gravity could take over again, pulling everything back for a big crunch. And here's something even crazier. What if dark energy isn't just controlling this universe, but all universes? Some scientists think that dark energy could be linked to the multiverse, meaning that whatever happens to our universe is just a tiny piece of something much, much bigger. So, will dark energy let the universe drift into an icy grave, rip it apart, or start the cycle all over again? The truth is, we don't know. But one thing's for sure, dark energy is the key to everything. So, is the universe destined for a slow freeze, a violent collapse, or something even stranger? The truth is, we may never know until it happens. But one thing's for sure, the cosmos is full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. If you love exploring the mind-blowing possibilities of science in the future, make sure to subscribe to InnoVision Tech for more deep dives into the unknown. What do you think will be the universe's ultimate fate? Let's discuss in the comments. In 1960, two men descended nearly 36,000 feet into the Mariana Trench, Earth's deepest, darkest frontier. It wasn't just a dive, it was a plunge into the unknown where light vanishes and pressure crushes steel. Even today, this abyss remains more alien to us than the surface of Mars. Despite decades of exploration, the trench hides secrets we've barely begun to uncover. Life forms defying logic, ecosystems untouched by time. So, if you were there, surrounded by silence and shadow, what would you feel? Let's uncover what really lies beneath the ocean's surface and why it still haunts human imagination. A journey into the abyss. Imagine standing at the edge of the world staring into an endless blue void where the surface shimmers but the bottom remains hidden in pure darkness. Now picture yourself diving headfirst into that vast unknown, deeper and deeper until the sunlight fades away completely. And you're surrounded by a world so silent, so crushing, so alien, that it feels like you've left Earth entirely. Welcome to the Mariana Trench, the deepest, darkest mystery of the ocean. It's not just a trench, it's a gaping scar on our planet's surface, deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Few humans have dared to visit this hidden world. It's a place where normal rules don't apply, where pressure can crush a human-made submarine like a soda can, and temperatures are barely above freezing. But despite its terrifying reputation, the Mariana Trench also holds secrets. Secrets that could teach us about life in extreme environments, about Earth's past, and maybe even about life beyond our planet. Are you ready to journey into the unknown, where reality bends, and the impossible becomes possible? Because once you cross that invisible threshold, there's no going back. Let's dive deeper, both literally and figuratively, into this uncharted abyss where mystery reigns supreme, and the ocean guards its darkest secrets. The geography and depth of the trench. If you pulled out a world map and looked east of the Philippines, you'd spot a small chain of islands, the Marianas. Hidden beneath these islands is something far more massive and mysterious, the Mariana Trench. Stretching over 1,580 miles long, about the distance from New York to Dallas, and around 45 miles wide, this trench is Earth's ultimate deep dive. But the real crown jewel of this abyss is the Challenger Deep, the deepest known point on Earth's seafloor. How deep is it? Try a mind-boggling 36,070 feet, that's nearly 7 miles down. To put that in perspective, if you dropped Mount Everest into the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be submerged by more than a mile of water. It's almost incomprehensible, right? Yet this trench isn't just a single dip, it's a dynamic landscape with ridges, valleys, and slopes sharper than anything we find on dry land. It's like an underwater Grand Canyon, but far more massive and far more terrifying. And here's something wild, scientists believe there may be even deeper spots nearby that are still unmapped. The trench sits in one of the most geologically active regions on Earth, constantly shifting, evolving, and hiding more mysteries under its crushing darkness. What secrets still lie hidden in those unreachable depths? We're just scratching the surface. Geological formation and features. Let's rewind the clock. Millions of years ago, Earth's surface wasn't the quiet, steady land we know. It was alive, shifting, groaning, and tearing apart like a living creature. That's how the Mariana Trench was born, out of a violent dance between two colossal plates of Earth's crust. Here, the mighty Pacific Plate is slowly but relentlessly diving beneath the smaller Mariana Plate in a process called subduction. Imagine one giant slab of rock sliding underneath another, disappearing into the molten depths of our planet. That sinking action carved out the enormous trench we know today, but it didn't stop there. The collision created an entire chain of underwater volcanoes called the Mariana Arc. A fiery, hidden landscape few have ever seen. Some of these volcanoes are active, constantly spewing minerals and gases into the deep sea, Others are extinct, sitting silently like forgotten monuments in the abyss. Strange features like mud volcanoes and hydrothermal vents, basically underwater geysers, dot the trench, pouring scalding hot water and strange chemicals into the icy ocean. It's a wild, alien world down there, sculpted by forces beyond human imagination. The ground itself creaks and shifts constantly. It's a reminder that beneath the calm blue surface of our oceans, a titanic battle is always raging, shaping our planet, one slow, invisible inch at a time. Extreme conditions. Picture yourself 7 miles underwater. It's pitch black. The cold bites at your skin, and every inch of your body feels like it's being crushed by a monstrous force you can't escape. Welcome to the reality of the Mariana Trench. Down here, the pressure is more than 1,000 times what you feel at sea level. That's like balancing 50 jumbo jets on top of you, at once. No human could survive it without heavy-duty technology. And if you think it's warm down there because of the volcanoes, think again. Temperatures hover just above freezing, a brutal, unforgiving chill that seeps into everything. The combination of crushing pressure and bone-numbing cold creates an environment that is almost completely hostile to life as we know it. Yet somehow, life finds a way. Specialized creatures have evolved biological superpowers, flexible bones, pressure-resistant cells, and metabolism adapted to an energy-starved world. It's almost like another planet right here on Earth. Scientists even believe studying these extreme conditions could unlock secrets about how life might exist on other worlds, like the frozen oceans of Jupiter's moon Europa. But for now, most of us can only wonder and respect the immense power of the deep. It's a world where survival means mastering the impossible, every single moment. Unique and mysterious life forms. You might think the Mariana Trench is a lifeless wasteland, but you'd be wrong. Down there, in the pitch-black cold and mind-crushing pressure, life has adapted in ways so bizarre they almost seem like creatures from a sci-fi movie. Meet the Mariana snailfish, the deepest dwelling fish ever discovered. It's small, ghostly white, and so fragile-looking you'd never guess it can withstand such unimaginable pressure. Then there are the amphipods, shrimp-like creatures that survive by scavenging whatever organic matter drifts down from the surface. Some of them are coated with strange, pressure-resistant exoskeletons that scientists are still trying to fully understand. And don't forget the xenophyophores, gigantic single-celled organisms that look like alien fossils scattered across the seafloor. These life forms thrive by embracing the impossible, enduring toxic chemicals, darkness, and crushing forces that would kill most other organisms instantly. What's even crazier? We've barely scratched the surface. Every expedition reveals new, unknown species hiding in the trench's hidden pockets and valleys. It's like a living, breathing mystery box, offering glimpses into how life can survive under the harshest conditions imaginable. Some researchers even believe that studying these creatures might offer clues to how life could exist in the icy depths of alien oceans across the galaxy. The deeper we look, the more we realize life is far more adaptable and more wondrous than we ever imagined. Human exploration and discoveries. For most of human history, the Mariana Trench was just a shadowy rumor, a place we knew existed but dared not explore. That changed in 1960, when Swiss oceanographer Jacques Piccard and U.S. Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh took a daring plunge aboard the bathyscaphe Trieste. In a cramped steel sphere barely big enough for two, they descended nearly 36,000 feet into the Challenger Deep. The pressure outside was so intense that the tiny windows cracked, but they made it, witnessing a seabed covered in thick silt and strange creatures. Fast forward to 2012, when filmmaker James Cameron, yes, the Titanic and Avatar director, made a historic solo dive, reaching the Challenger Deep in his specially designed submersible, the Deep Sea Challenger. Cameron's journey wasn't just for glory. He brought back three-dimensional footage, valuable scientific samples, and new discoveries that rewrote our understanding of the deep sea. Since then, unmanned submersibles and robotic vehicles have continued to probe the trench, discovering ecosystems fueled by chemical reactions rather than sunlight. But here's the wild part. We've explored Mars and the Moon in greater detail than we have explored the Mariana Trench. So while we've made historic strides, the trench remains a realm of mystery. Who knows what still lurks in its deepest shadows, waiting for the next brave soul to uncover its secrets. The future of deep-sea exploration. The Mariana Trench is not just a relic of Earth's past, it's the frontier of tomorrow's discoveries. As technology advances at lightning speed, our ability to explore these crushing depths improves, opening doors to mysteries once thought unreachable. New autonomous underwater vehicles and robotic submarines are being designed to withstand extreme pressure and dive deeper, longer, and with better precision than ever before. Scientists are gearing up for missions that could reveal unknown species, uncover rare minerals, and even shed light on how life can survive in the most hostile conditions. These explorations could have far-reaching implications, not only for oceanography but for medicine, biotechnology, and even the search for life beyond Earth. However, this exciting future also comes with responsibilities. The push to explore must be paired with careful stewardship to avoid damaging these fragile ecosystems. The choices we make now about how we explore and protect the deep ocean will shape what future generations inherit. The Mariana Trench stands at the crossroads of science, technology, and ethics, reminding us that the final frontiers of our planet still hold secrets, and the chance to inspire humanity's imagination and respect for nature in equal measure. Thank you for diving deep with us into the hidden world of the Mariana Trench. It's incredible how much mystery still exists right here on our own planet. What do you think could be lurking in the parts we haven't explored yet? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear them. This is InnoVision Tech, bringing you closer to the wonders of science and exploration. And if you love discovering the mysteries of the universe and space, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more adventures. Did you know that during the dark moon phase, the moon's position between the Earth and Sun causes the night sky to become the darkest? The new moon is the most mysterious phase of the lunar cycle, completely hidden but, just bursting with cosmic energy. Did you know this phase also triggers the highest tides, reshaping coastlines and stirring marine life? It's kind of a cosmic reminder, true power often hides in the unseen. In the darkest night, the brightest possibilities are born. So, are you ready to embrace the invisible? What is a new moon? Well, the new moon is one of the most intriguing phases of the lunar cycle, often wrapped in mystery because it completely disappears from our night sky. Unlike the bright, glowing full moon, the new moon is invisible to the naked eye. This happens because the moon is positioned directly between the Earth and the Sun, so the side facing us just isn't illuminated by sunlight. Instead, we're looking at the moon's dark side, hidden in shadow. This phase marks the beginning of a new lunar cycle and lasts for about a day. But honestly, its significance goes beyond mere darkness. The new moon acts as a sort of cosmic reset button, a moment when the moon's light temporarily fades, inviting us to pause, reflect, and set new intentions. Even though it's invisible, the new moon influences many natural phenomena, including ocean tides, thanks to its gravitational pull. Culturally, the new moon has inspired rituals and symbolism across civilizations representing fresh starts and renewal. Understanding the new moon really helps us appreciate the subtle cosmic dance between Earth, the moon, and the sun that shapes our natural world. It reminds us how even unseen forces can have profound effects, connecting us to the rhythms of the universe. And for those who enjoy stargazing, the new moon also offers the perfect dark sky to explore celestial wonders, making this phase both scientifically and spiritually significant. Why is the new moon dark? Well, the reason the new moon appears dark is all about alignment and perspective. When the moon is between the Earth and the sun, the sunlight hits the side of the moon facing away from us, leaving the side we see in complete shadow. That's why the moon seems to vanish during this phase. It's not that the moon has disappeared, it's just that the sunlit part is facing away from Earth. This alignment also means the moon rises and sets roughly at the same time as the sun, making it basically impossible to spot in the night sky. The darkness of the new moon is just a natural consequence of this celestial positioning. Interestingly, this phase is the only time when the moon's reflected light doesn't brighten the night, creating the darkest skies of the month. This absence of moonlight has important effects on both nature and human activities, from the behavior of nocturnal animals to the clarity of the stars above. The new moon's darkness is a powerful reminder of how perspective shapes what we see in the universe. The new moon and tides. Now that's a fascinating connection. The new moon doesn't just affect the night sky, it has a powerful influence on Earth's tides. When the moon is new, it aligns perfectly with the sun and Earth, creating what scientists call spring tides. These tides aren't about the season but about the strength of the gravitational pull. During a new moon, the combined gravitational forces of the sun and the moon pull the ocean's water in the same direction, causing higher high tides and lower low tides. This leads to more extreme tidal ranges, which can really impact coastal ecosystems and human activities near the shore. Fishermen, sailors, and beachgoers have long noticed these changes, even if they didn't quite understand the science behind them. The new moon's gravitational effect reaches far beyond just water. It subtly influences the Earth's crust and atmosphere, making it a key player in our planet's natural rhythms. This tidal dance is a reminder of how interconnected our world is with the movements of celestial bodies, even when the moon itself is hidden from view. Cultural and historical significance. Across the globe, the new moon has held a special place in human culture and history. Long before modern science explained the lunar cycle, people observed the new moon as a symbol of new beginnings and mystery. Many ancient calendars, including those of the Chinese, Hebrew, and Islamic traditions, are based on the lunar cycle, marking months from one new moon to the next. Rituals and festivals often coincide with this phase, celebrating renewal, planting, or spiritual reflection. In some cultures, the new moon is considered a powerful time for setting intentions or performing ceremonies to invite growth and change. Myths and legends also surround the new moon, portraying it as a time when the veil between worlds is thin, or when hidden forces are at work. This cultural richness adds layers of meaning to the new moon's darkness, transforming it from a simple astronomical event into a profound symbol of transformation and hope. The new moon's influence on human life shows how deeply we are connected to the cycles of nature, even in the darkest moments. New moon and nighttime darkness. Darkness has a way of transforming the night, and during the new moon, this transformation reaches its peak. Without the moon's glow, the night becomes profoundly dark, creating an environment that profoundly affects both nature and human life. Nocturnal animals, those creatures adapted to thrive in the night, experience a different world during the new moon. Predators may find it easier to hunt, while prey animals become more cautious, relying on other senses to survive. For humans, the absence of moonlight changes how we experience the night. Stars shine brighter and the sky feels vast and mysterious. This darkness also influences human behavior and activities. In ancient times, people planned their schedules around the moon's light, and today astronomers take advantage of these moonless nights to observe the cosmos with greater clarity. The new moon's darkness is more than just an absence of light. It's a powerful force that shapes the rhythms of life after sunset. The new moon's role in astronomy. The new moon is a stargazer's best friend because its darkness creates the perfect conditions for observing the night sky. Normally, the moon's brightness washes out faint stars and distant galaxies, making it difficult to see these celestial wonders. However, during the new moon, when the moon is hidden from view, the sky becomes a clear, dark canvas ideal for astronomy. This phase offers an excellent opportunity to spot shooting stars, distant planets, and the shimmering band of the Milky Way. Professional observatories plan their most sensitive observations around the new moon to avoid interference from moonlight, maximizing the clarity of their data. The new moon also provides a unique chance to witness rare celestial events such as meteor showers or faint comets, which might otherwise be obscured by the moon's glow. The absence of moonlight during the new moon opens a window to the universe, inviting both amateur and professional astronomers to explore beyond our planet and deepen our connection with the cosmos. This phase reminds us that sometimes, the absence of something, like the moon's light, can reveal the most extraordinary sights in the night sky, making the new moon an essential moment for anyone fascinated by the stars. New moon and human psychology. The new moon has long been associated with mysterious shifts in human mood and behavior, sparking curiosity and debate among scientists and believers alike. Some studies suggest that the darkness of the new moon may influence sleep patterns, allowing some people to rest more deeply without the interference of moonlight. This absence of lunar illumination could create an environment conducive to better sleep for certain individuals. Beyond sleep, many believe the new moon's energy encourages introspection and calm, fostering emotional shifts toward quiet reflection. While scientific evidence remains mixed and inconclusive, the idea that lunar phases impact human psychology persists across cultures and generations. People often report feeling different during the new moon, experiencing subtle mood changes or heightened intuition. This enduring connection between the moon's cycle and our inner world highlights how deeply intertwined humans are with natural rhythms, even when those rhythms are invisible to the eye. The new moon's darkness symbolizes a time for turning inward, aligning with cycles of renewal and personal growth. Whether these effects are psychological, cultural, or a combination of both, the new moon continues to inspire fascination and a sense of mystery about our relationship with the cosmos. New moon in astrology. In astrology, the new moon symbolizes fresh starts and new possibilities, making it an ideal time to set intentions and plant seeds for future goals. Astrologers view this phase as a moment that supports personal growth by encouraging reflection and careful planning. Unlike the full moon, which represents culmination and release, the new moon invites quiet contemplation and the excitement of beginnings. Many people use the new moon to journal, meditate, or perform rituals aimed at manifesting their desires. This phase is seen as a powerful opportunity to reset and refocus, offering a spiritual dimension to the lunar cycle's darkness. The energy of the new moon is believed to foster hope and potential, making it a time to embrace change and envision what lies ahead. Whether or not one follows astrology, the concept of the new moon as a moment for renewal can be a meaningful tool for personal development. It encourages pausing to reflect on goals, realign priorities, and approach life with intention. This perspective transforms the new moon from a simple celestial event into a symbol of empowerment and transformation, inspiring individuals to harness its energy for growth and positive change. Scientific mysteries and theories. The new moon, while a familiar phase in the lunar cycle, continues to intrigue scientists with mysteries beyond its visible darkness. Its subtle gravitational forces influence Earth's environment in ways still under investigation. Primarily, the moon's gravity causes tides by pulling on Earth's oceans and atmosphere, creating bulges that result in high and low tides twice daily. However, researchers are exploring whether these gravitational effects extend further, potentially affecting atmospheric pressure and seismic activity. Some theories propose that the new moon's gravitational alignment might trigger minor earthquakes or volcanic activity, though current evidence remains inconclusive. Additionally, the absence of moonlight during the new moon phase has ecological implications, especially in remote or protected areas where artificial light pollution is minimal. This darkness affects nocturnal animal behavior and ecosystem dynamics, prompting ongoing studies into how lunar light cycles influence biological processes. The new moon's impact on plant growth and nutrient cycles is also a subject of multidisciplinary research, linking lunar phases to natural and agricultural systems. These investigations highlight that the new moon is more than a simple lunar phase. It is a complex phenomenon with layered effects on Earth's physical and biological systems. The darkness of the new moon holds secrets that challenge our understanding and inspire continued curiosity about the intricate connections between celestial events and life on Earth. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the mysteries of the new moon. If you enjoyed uncovering these cosmic secrets, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell icon, so you never miss an InnoVision Tech video. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What fascinates you most about the new moon? Drop a comment below and share your ideas or questions. Stay curious and keep looking up.